where people can still see me having my own talk show. But of course, I'm not going to try to replace Ellen.
Well, Tiff, it's so good to see you again, because when I last chatted with you, we were talking about Brunch with Tiffany, the digital series, and now you're back on TV. But first, it's been one hell of a year, so I first want to check in with you. How you holding up?
Let me take my temperature. I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
I'm just making the best out of each day. So I'm really excited. Brunch is finally on television. So, wow, who would have thought?
And you're back home at VH1. How does that feel?
It feels so good. It feels so right. And everybody's so jealous.
They just can't quit you, They just can't quit you.
Oh, well, they have my heart.
Right. And so many people are so excited that you're back on TV, especially with this project. What can fans expect from Brunch with Tiffany? What does that look like?
Brunch with Tiffany, what fans can expect is just realism from both sides. Like, the guests are real, I'm bringing the real, and we're just, stuffing our faces and just having the greatest time and just keeping the energy where, hey, if there's things going on in life and they want to discuss it, we're just going to dish it all out on the table. It's so easy to get people to reveal secrets over drinks and food.
Right. Isn't that what Brunch is all about, though?
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. Well, tell me this, because you have so many amazing guests this season on the show. Who was the naughtiest? I want to know who kept it real.
You know who was the naughtiest? And I could have did something right then and there if I wanted to with?
Who?
I would say Scrap DeLeon.
Really?
Ooh,
Hey, listen, this gonna be the last time I'm tell you this.
Okay.
Don't bark up this tree, all right?
Oh, I might have to. Okay,
right.
let me be good.
All right, I'm trying to tell you, and I'm serious.
I know you are.
Yeah.
Yes. There was a lot going on with that interview and a lot of chemistry. And even people were telling me, they were like, are you guys gonna hook up? Because they were really feeling the vibe, And I had my big old fro hair on that day, and he was all natural too. So it was just, we were creating a real vibe.
Was there anyone else when you walked away from Brunch and filming that you're like, ooh, that felt good. I like this person that you really connected with?
Wow. I want to say, who I wanted more from? And I was like, oh, let me sit back down. This ended too quickly. Mama D. She's a fascinating lady.
Yeah.
She just has stories for miles and miles on end.
Yeah. Well, one thing we know for sure is that you got the gift of gab, and this really is like an interview show. And people have literally been petitioning you to replace Ellen on her show. What was your reaction to that?
Well, I got super, super hyped, first of all, because I'm like, oh, good. They could finally see the vision. I want to, have my own talk show.
Yeah.
But then, I was taken back because I was like, nobody could replace Ellen. So I said, let me repost this in a way where people can still see me having my own talk show. But of course, I'm not going to try to replace Ellen. I love Ellen. And I think, I don't know if she still is, but she was following me on Twitter at one point. Hopefully
But what kind of talk show would you want then? Would it be something like Ellen? Would it be something a little more, I don't know, like I Love New York vibes? Like, what do you envision? Let's manifest it right now. What's your dream talk show?
Oh my gosh, thank you. You're the creative energy I needed today. I love what Ellen does. I think she has a real heart for the people and the connection to the audience. I think my ideal talk show, I would talk to celebrities, but at the same time, I would really want to connect to the viewers, the people at home, be it the moms, the dads, the children, like everybody in between. And we would just have a good time. And, I would probably cook on one of the segments as well, just to keep it true to Brunch.
Right.
And it would just be a really, really good time. And it wouldn't be catty. I think it would just be more just warm.
What about like an Oprah moment where you're giving away cars and trips to Australia?
Wow. Okay. I like that.
Right?
Let's do that. You get a car.
I'm putting it out there.
Oh my goodness. Stop. Oh my goodness.
Like I mentioned, you are back in the VH1 family. You've always been the VH1 family. And in fact, they're re-airing episodes of I Love New York. What is it like for you these days when you look back and watch those episodes? Do you?
I definitely look back and watch those episodes. And when they play those marathons, it's just like it never went away. They make it feel like so relevant to today. And, you know, I would just watch and watch and watch, and I would think, oh my goodness, I really had to pick up some really good men, and I was sleeping with most of them. So I really enjoyed, you know, that era. I'm like, wow, girl, get it. Like, you really got in there, you know? So I see why I'm the HBIC. It makes so much sense.
Forever and always. Forever and always. So you're proud. You're proud of all of that, right? That was an amazing era for you.
Oh my goodness, I wouldn't change a thing.
You have to bet on Tango.
Say what?
As if we couldn't get enough nostalgia with Tiffany New York Pollard. Now you're reuniting with Chance from I Love New York, and he's looking for love again. I saw a little clip where you guys were smooching. What's going on there?
Oh my goodness. You know, that situation, I got on set with him, and it took us back to where we used to be. Like, literally, I felt sorry for all the girls that were there because our chemistry and our energy, it just connected. But I will say this, he's down, or was down to his final two, and he's very much in love with someone. But it was hard to let him go.
I bet, but you know what?
Yeah.
You got to move forward, right? You got to look. It's fun to look at the past, but I know that you're always on the go and looking for love. I know you told us in February that you were in love. So what's the latest? What's the update on Tiffany's love life now?
I'm still in love.
Okay.
You know, I feel like I'm always just going to have a heart that goes out to all my I Love New York alumni.
Yeah.
So that kiss was what it was, but I am so enjoying my man. He's a really good man, and he gets my crazy, he gets my bitchy, he gets all of that, and he's still there. And he loves me without my wig, without my lashes, without all. It's still, you're the most beautifulest woman in the world. That's what he gives. So I'm like, ooh, he's a keeper.
I love that. And do you feel like you can be yourself with him, or do you feel like you found yourself changing to meet him halfway?
I find myself changing, and that's scary. I'm not as mean. I'm not throwing dishes anymore. I'm caring about his feelings.
Yeah.
And I've never done that with anyone. So it's like, wow, I really should care about this person's energy. Not curse him out. Like, love him good. So
That means you are in love. You're in love.
I think so.
I love that.
Let me whip my fan out.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, I'm happy for you. But love's a good look on you. And speaking of that, I do want to ask you about this clip you posted about Tamar Braxton.
You guys, sometimes we feel so alone in these unforsaken times, but I just want to remind you that you have someone that cares.
What compelled you to post that on your Instagram and also to speak out in support of her?
Well, honestly, being in this time right now, I think none of us could have predicted this. You know, we were all posting 2020 vision, and we had all these huge aspirations. So when I heard that she allegedly attempted to commit suicide, I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to just like emerge from my bunker and say something. Because it's probably not just her. It's a lot of people that don't know what to do and what to make of these days. So I just felt like if there was any light I could shed for not only her, but for anyone else that could be going through such emotion, to just give whatever it was that I had on my heart at the time.
Are those struggles something that you could relate to, especially as someone else who, you know, shares so much of her life for the cameras and on reality TV?
Absolutely. I suffered with panic attacks and anxiety for so long. You know, when I became famous and people coming up to me in the market and, you know, running all over and like, oh my gosh, it's New York. That was a lot to deal with. And I don't think we pay, especially in the African-American community, we don't pay enough attention to mental health. We're always taught to be very strong and to shove it off. Is it like that with your community as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To survive.
Yeah, we tuck our feelings away. So, I mean, now it's like people are embracing mental health and speaking out about the challenges that we all have.
Exactly. Absolutely. Well, I do want to end on a lighter note. What's next for Tiffany Pollard?
Literally, the sky is the limit. You know, I will say this to put this out there. My clock is ticking, and I'm going to change some diapers soon, but I'm not pregnant yet.
Okay.
But that may be down the road. I don't know. I'm just really paying attention to my personal life, of course, my career. So you guys can expect to see a lot more coming from me.